Cast your eyes around New Zealand's major cities and boy hasn't the skyline changed. Apartment living has become a New Zealand way of life. Beyond the bad press of leaky buildings and shoebox residences, there's a new generation of entirely satisfied city dwellers. Today, multi-million-dollar properties challenge the idea of inner city living. But surprisingly, over 90 years ago, these old buildings did the same. This is the celebrated Middle and Corner Courtville in Auckland, New Zealand's very first apartment buildings. Middle might seem familiar. It's been seen in numerous TV commercials and the mid-90s TV2 drama City Life.
Forget about the last one, get yourself a Josh.
The city can live without Josh's vocal talents.
Oh, yes, please.
Oh, yes, please. That was the response when in 1915 these flats were first occupied by the law court professionals. When Middle Courtville was built, it was regarded as quite upmarket and thoroughly up to date. Not only did the apartments have gas and electricity, they even came with an ensuite, complete with shower.
Initially it was mostly single women living here. After the First World War there were a lot of widows and then a lot of professional single girls who were working in the court, but I'm probably the classic example of the single working girl that's living here. In the old days they had a manageress that used to keep men out, so that's changed certainly.
And your apartment is pretty much in its original condition?
Yes, we've still got the original fireplace with the tiles, and in the kitchen the old wooden dresser with the flower bins.
Quite interesting for the time though, all those modern conveniences were still tied in.
Yes, it was considered the height of modernity when it opened.
5 years later, Corner Courtville was to follow. To attract the right type of people, the building was completed to the highest of standards. It even had its own elevator, pretty special for its time. This was the first elevator installed in a New Zealand residential building. It's always been the sort of home residents just seem to fall in love with.
Everyone wanted to live in this building. They still do. And we had to sort of get in the queue and know somebody.
And what do you think is the appeal?
Historical and convenience, it's close to town.
What about the decorative elements of the building? Why do they appeal to you?
Oh, the dome's pretty special. I hope you've seen that.
I have. Could I
and the stained glass windows and the original fittings.
So have you done much to change your apartment?
No, I just like to keep restoring it. I put a lot of love in.
Little was to change until the 1990s. Suddenly, city life was fashionable and apartments sprung up everywhere.